I really do.
Okay, colleagues, I'm assuming you can hear me. Thank you for your patience as we proceeded through the executive session agenda. And at 11:10 on August 2nd, I now will reconvene the public session for the Oregon Government Ethics Commission. And I believe the first item on the agenda is item number 11. Am I right, Director?
Yes.
And this is your matter to brief us on, I'm presuming, right?
Yes.
Please proceed.
These are 11, 12, and 13 are items pulled off the consent agenda because they involve civil penalties. First is the healthcare for all Oregon. The recommendation is they have a $70 penalty for Q1 of 2024. Recommendation is to reduce that to $35, 50% reduction based on the fact that they have had 3 prior penalties. They paid those prior penalties, but they have a history of staying late.
Thank you, Director. Any questions for the Director with regard to her just completed report? Comments from commissioners on the issue before us? Hearing and seeing none. Commissioner Thompson, are you prepared to make a motion?
I am, Mr. Chair.
You need to make this up out of whole cloth, just so you know.
Okay, this one isn't on the cheat sheet. Mr. Chair, I move we accept the recommendation and issue a penalty of $35 for the Q1 violation for healthcare for all Oregon.
Thank you, Commissioner. Have you heard the motion? Any questions on the motion from commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
We will move to item number 12 involving the Beaver Caucus. And before I allow our director to make a report there, I will just say that if you don't want to be part of the Beaver Caucus and you want to be a duck, you can duck it. Sorry. Director, please make a report.
Thank you, Vice Chair Fiscom. The recommendation in your meeting book, so the Beaver Caucus was late in filing their Q3 report in 2020, and that penalty had not been paid, and late in filing their Q2 report in 2022, also not paid. The recommendation is a letter of ed for the first violation, but the second violation, no reduction because $20 is typically our minimum.
Any questions for the director from commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I move we accept the recommendation on item number 12 for the Beaver Caucus for a letter of education for Q3 2020 and no reduction for a $20 penalty in Q2 of 2022.
Comments, commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll, please.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Thank you. Moving to item number 13, SEI penalty correspondence.
Yes.
Director Myers.
Vice Chair Fiscom. Commissioners, this is an SEI filer. In 2020, he filed 1 day past the grace period. And in 2021, it was 3 days past. So the recommendation in your meeting books is a letter of education to the 2020 penalty and a reduction to $20 for 2021.
Questions for the director? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Thompson.
Mr. Chair, in regards to item number 13, Dave Bangsberg, I move that the commission issue a letter of education for a 2020 SEI violation and a reduction to $20 for the SEI violation in 2021.
Questions, colleagues? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell. Vice Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Thank you. We will now move to reports of investigations. The first item under the first and only item under that category is item number 14 involving Kyle Duran. Mr. Thompson, a comment first, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair. With respect to the next agenda item number 14, I want to announce that I know the respondent in this case. We previously served together on the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors and many other community projects. I helped run his campaign for city council and been a donor to that campaign. Examining my connections with the respondent in this case, I can say with confidence that I do not have an actual or potential conflict of interest. Due to the number of commissioners participating in this meeting, my vote is needed to satisfy the minimum vote requirements. Therefore, I will vote on this case, but will not participate in the discussion or debate.
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate those words. Investigator Walker, please. This your item?
It's actually going to be investigator Fenstermaker.
HMSX
Okay.
EMW.
Go. Sorry.
It's my fault. I forgot to change it from Walker to Fenstermaker. I apologize. Investigator, please proceed.
Thank you, sir. Vice Chair Fiscum and Commissioners, again, my name is Casey Fenstermaker. Item number 14 in your meeting books is an investigation report for Kyle Duran, a city councilor for the city of Kaiser. The complaint in this case alleged that that Kyle Duran may have violated prohibited use of office provisions of Oregon government ethics law during the award of a construction contract to his business, Remodeling by Classic Homes. Further, during the preliminary review stage, a question arose regarding Kyle Duran's discussions with the city attorney and whether they resulted in a prohibited use of office. The documents reviewed and interviews conducted during the investigation indicate that the city attempted to bid out the contract for repairs to a trellis at City Hall, but did not receive any conforming bids during the procurement period. After conferring with the city attorney on what to do, the public works director then reached out to other contractors in an attempt to obtain bids, but was unsuccessful. The public works director again conferred with the city attorney and asked whether he could just ask Kyle Duran to submit a bid. In the interim, there was another company that submitted a bid that was determined by the public works director to be too high. The city attorney advised that it was acceptable to reach out to Kyle Duran, but he would want to speak with Duran about it. Based on the investigation, there is no indication that Kyle Duran used confidential information gained in his capacity as a public official to further his personal gain. Further, there was no indication that Kyle Duran's discussions with the city attorney included personal legal advice or legal advice related to his business. Rather, the information reviewed indicates it was regarding how to address the conflict of interest provisions in the Oregon government ethics law, since Kyle Duran is a city councilor. While we acknowledge that the circumstances in this case lead to the perception of an issue, the evidence obtained during the investigation did not rise to the level of a preponderance of the evidence. Therefore, your report in your meeting books recommends dismissing the complaint against Kyle Duran.
Thank you, investigator. Any comments, questions from commissioners for our investigator, Ms. Fenstermaker? Hearing and seeing none, I will assume you're ready for a motion, and I will ask somebody other than Commissioner Thompson to make a motion. Commissioner Newell, please.
Thank you. I move that let's see if I can do this in a nice, clean manner by using the information provided to me here. Perhaps not. I move that the Oregon Government Ethics Commission dismiss the complaint in this matter against Kyle Duran, as there is not a substantially objective basis to believe that there has been a violation of law.
I would modify that as there is not a preponderance of the evidence to find a violation.
Mr. Newell, is that acceptable to you to address your motion?
Acceptable. Appreciate that. Preponderance of the evidence. Thank you.
Mr. Counsel, was that adequate? Thank you very much. Any questions about the motion from commissioners? As you've heard it, made a moment ago? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll on item 14.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Thank you. Colleagues, we'll now move on to stipulated final orders, and I want to start this by asking our director to remind us about our approach now on the stipulated final orders. I think I know what it is, but your summary would be very helpful as you talk about this. Thank you.
Of course, to save the commission time and so forth, we inform everyone who has signed a stip that we will simply put them on the equivalent of a consent calendar. They will all be voted on individually, but we won't spend time summarizing all of them for you. They're all in your meeting book. But if a respondent wishes to appear, or if a commissioner wishes to hear more on one of them, we can pull them off and have the investigator provide a summary. And if a respondent wants to appear, they can address the commission. So on the list of stipulated final orders in your meeting books, item number 17 has indicated he will be appearing. He is, I believe, appearing in person. He's on his way in. So my recommendation is that the commission consider all of the other stipulations. If anyone wants to hear anything more on them, let us know. Otherwise, you would do a vote on each of those stipulations individually.
Thank you, Director. The other information I have before me is that there is, on item number 17, an indication of an in-person response from Mr. Timothy Hall.
Yes, he's the one that is.
That's the one that's coming in from Garibaldi. And so then there's an
Mr. Taylor has joined the meeting online.
Mr. Taylor is joining me. Okay,
Mr. Taylor didn't want to address the commission. He just wanted to observe.
to observe it. Thank you very much for that clarification. Appreciate it. Okay, so the process is that on each of these steps, we'll just bring them up for a vote. And if anybody other than then we'll hold off on Mr. Hall until he actually arrives here from Garibaldi.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, the first item will be item number 15. There's nobody signed up to testify on that, so I will turn to Commissioner Thompson, please.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move that the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Questions? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll. Item 15.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
We'll turn to item number 16. Mr. Thompson, please.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 16.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
We will turn now to item number 18 involving Mr. Steve Sims. Mr. Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Administrator will call the roll, please. Item number 18.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
We will now turn to item number 19. Mr. Taylor, if you're listening, welcome to the Oregon Government Ethics Commission. We will now proceed to take a vote on the stipulated final order involving your case. I will turn to Commissioner Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Administrator will call the roll.
Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. If you're still there, I appreciate you being here to monitor our performance. We will now move on to item number 20.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move that the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and that the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
The administrator will call the roll. Item 20.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Moving to item number 21, Commissioner Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move that the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Administrator will call the roll, please.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Item number 22, Commissioner Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and that the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Administrator will call the roll. Item number 22.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Item number 23, Commissioner Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and that the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Administrator will call the roll, please.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Item number 24, please, Commissioner Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Thank you. Administrator will call the roll, please. Item 24.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Item 25, Commissioner Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Item number 26, please, Commissioner Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Number 27, Commissioner Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move that the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Number 28, Commissioner Thompson, please.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move that the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and that the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
The administrator will call the roll, please.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
And number 24, Commissioner Thompson.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move,
No.
29, isn't it?
29.
Pardon me, 29. I apologize. 29. Thank you.
In item number 29, I hereby move that the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Thank you. Administrator will call the roll, please.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Director, should we keep waiting for the gentleman from Garibaldi if in fact he's traveling here? I think the answer ought to be yes.
Yes, we could move on and
Yeah.
discuss the correspondence and
Right.
some of the other items.
Thank you for that. I agree. And no default final orders today, colleagues, no advisory opinions, correspondence received, which does not require action. It's always helpful, I would suggest to you, you probably do it anyway, to read these. I have a quick question on item 30. Did you receive any response from Mr. Warner in the governor's office in response to the letter that you wrote?
I did not hear from Mr. Warner. The governor's attorney in the prior case expressed basically appreciation for getting the letter.
And we couldn't do the letter until after we dispensed with the matter before
Correct.
us. So thank you for that. And thank you for sending copies to us. That was really helpful. Colleagues, any questions about other matters of course, but that one or other matters of correspondence that you have received? Hearing and seeing none, please read those if at your leisure, if not otherwise. And we'll move on to miscellaneous items, number 38. Director?
Thank you, Vice Chair. So, as with the last meeting, we've had a number of requests for commission advisory opinions. Item number 38 was a request from the Institute, I will never remember their name. IRST is the acronym, and it is a request for a commission advisory opinion on an issue relating to public meetings law. I think the commission should issue the opinion, but the 60 days for it ends right before the September meeting, so we would need an extension in order to complete it and present it at your next meeting.
Questions for the director from commissioners? Hearing and seeing none. Commissioner Thompson?
Mr. Chair, I move that the commission grant the extension for item number 38 on our agenda.
Thank you. The administrator will call the roll, please.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Item 39, director, please.
It was received on the same day. This is a request for a commission advisory opinion on a different provision in public meetings law. And it was received and would be due on August 26th, which is prior to the September 13th meeting. So we need an extension.
Questions for the director? Hearing and seeing none. Commissioner Thompson?
Mr. Chair, I hereby move the commission grants the extension requested in item number 39.
The administrator will call the roll, please.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Okay, awaiting still Mr. Taylor's arrival, traveling as he is from Garibaldi. Let's keep going through the agenda and we will now have the trainer's report. Whomever is giving that to us, please proceed.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Lex Tingy, and I'll be the trainer giving the trainer's report today. We've had a busy summer. Usually that could be a slower time, but as you can see, we've given several in-person trainings. We've actually averaged about 2 trainings a week in July from the last commission meeting. We launched our new boards and commission members orientation. We've actually had an influx of registrations. Our next one scheduled has 79 people signed up for, and our one in September also has 32 registrations. So we had a lot of people excited for that. We are very excited to see that continue. We've input all of our trainings on Workday to make it easier for state employees, agencies to sign up. And we've held several in-person trainings. Chris, another trainer, even managed to throw together some trainings within a week in Bend. And so we were able to train a lot of people there. So that was really good. We've worked with the admin team to give support for the RAP process, and we are working to get ready for PML trainings this fall. So that has been a big focus for our department. We are slowly but surely getting there. So, and then we did send out the customer satisfaction survey. We are trying to send that out a little bit earlier. And we did get over 250 responses from sending that out in the middle of the year. So we have some strong numbers. This year, we also did provide our mid-year training data. You can see 2024, we have had a spike in pretty much all the numbers, especially if you would look the workday numbers that weren't on any of the graphs provided. But workday trainings, last year we had 4,553 for 2023. This year already, we are at 7,522.
That was at the end of June.
Yeah, at the end of June. So we're probably much farther. So we are focusing on accessibility as well. That's something we've been working on. And so Workday updating that course to be accessible is going to be a new focus for us. But it has been a busy summer. We're going ahead full force. Accessibility, public meetings law, kind of everything at once. So, and our training report for July. So thank you so much.
Thank you for the report. Questions from commissioners or staff? Please.
One
Yeah.
thing, sorry, Vice
Nope.
Chair. I
No,
just
please.
wanted to say that the fall is usually one of our busiest times of year. So while we at the midway mark have done more than last year, I think that those numbers are going to spike all the way around because of the fall. Without even the public addition of the public meetings law training. So that is also going to create an additional influx. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Further questions for our training staff and the good job they're doing, getting around the state, if not around the circle?
I just want to, this Commissioner Vicente Gutierrez, I just want to commend the staff for doing that. I saw, especially, I spent quite a bit of time in Coos Bay. I saw that there was recently one over there, and I really appreciate that. As we've seen with the smaller cities, there's some issues that come up in terms of people meeting at the local watering hole or a restaurant or going for a walk in the park, and then issues arise. So I really appreciate y'all taking the time to do that.
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate the comment. Other comments, colleagues? Thank you. Waiting, Mr. Taylor, still.
Mr. Hall is for me.
Pardon, Mr. Hall, pardon me. I've said that wrong a couple of times. I apologize. It's Timothy Hall from the city of Garibaldi when he arrives. We'll accommodate him. Director, your report, please.
I can make my report last a while.
I was saying this will last a long time.
Yeah. So
Don't forget, we have lunch coming.
we do have lunch coming. Okay, so in my executive director's report, obviously budget. Becky worked very hard and worked with our CFO, all the various FOs, fiscal officers, and FAs, fiscal analysts, all the number of people. And we did get our budget submitted. We are an early submittal agency, so our budget has to go to the governor's office and be submitted early. It was submitted yesterday, and it passed submittal, so it's in the system. Becky will provide commissioners with a link if they want to review the budget as submitted to the governor.
So it's in preliminary review now, is that right?
Yeah.
You got 60 days.
Yeah.
So they get more than that. They get as much time as they need or until like January. So rulemaking, and this is primarily what I want to talk to you all about. So to begin with, thanks to the commission for having the special meeting on the 20, whatever date that was, 23rd, to appoint the Rules Advisory Committee. So as I've reported to you in the past, we have been adopting rules for public meetings law. And of course, this was a bit of a lift because there were no rules for public meetings law. And so I convened a rules advisory committee consisting of 23 people, and we've been meeting sometimes every Monday. Occasionally there were longer breaks to work on the language in the rules. That started in mid-May and we finished it last week to finalize those rules. So we have submitted the proposed rules. We've uploaded them. They were published and noticed in the Secretary of State's bulletin that went out yesterday. That starts the next process, the next part of the process. And what that includes is the Secretary of State bulletin, it's notice to the public, and we have a public comment period. Public comment period ends on September 3rd. So we lengthened it because of the importance of public meeting law rules and the interest in it. So we are giving the public until September 3rd to submit written comment. But we are also convening a rules hearing, a public hearing on the proposed rules. And we send you a request for what date. And I'm sorry that this requires so many special meetings outside of our regular process. But the dilemma, of course, is how to make the deadlines in the rulemaking process fit in with the traditional meetings that we hold. So we've scheduled the rules hearing on August 23rd at 9 a.m. as a special meeting of the commission. And what will happen in the rules hearing is we will read the rule, each rule, and the commission will have an opportunity to hear from members of the public that want to sign up to make comments either in person or online to the commission. The commission does not need to respond to those comments. It simply needs to hear any public comments that are submitted in person or online. And we will also be then assembling and providing any written comments. So the hearing on the 23rd is the opportunity for the public to show up and let you know what they think about the proposed rules that were published. As I said, then the public comment period will end on September 3rd. The legislators, the other notice that we had to provide yesterday is notice to the legislators. And what is required of the rulemaking statutes are if the rules are being adopted pursuant to legislation that passed within the last 2 years, which is the case here, we are required to give notice of our proposed rules to those legislators involved in sponsoring the legislation and the chair and co-chair of the committees that move the legislation. So we provided the Representative Neeron and Representative Sosa with notice, as well as the various committee chairs and the president and speaker. The legislators get 49 days to respond and provide comments, so their deadline will be in mid-September, I believe the 19th. And so the one thing I need to raise with you is once all the public comment stuff is done and once the hearing is held, we will need a final action from the commission, which is adoption of the rules. They won't become permanent, effective until the commission votes. At that point, the commission vote. We then go through the Secretary of State process and they get published as permanent rulemaking, which requires yet another special meeting of the commission. And I'm sorry for that. The alternative would be this wouldn't be voted on by the commission until November. And that becomes problematic because everyone is waiting for us to do all the rules training. And we can't do that until there are rules. So we would propose a special meeting either on Friday, September 20th or Friday, September 27th. either of those would work because it would enable us to get the final rules published at, in the October 1st bulletin. So I don't need an answer from all of you right now, but I will have Becky reach out to you and double check your calendars. And again, those meeting dates would either be the 20th or the 27th.
Thank you. Before moving on, Director, any questions on that entire process, which you have monitored in part? Colleagues, any questions for the Director? Thank you for it's a complicated process, which is not to be critical of it. It's just that it deserves to be complicated so we can take all comments from all affected parties before we actually promulgate final rules. So thank you for your diligence.
So the remainder of my report, I give some updates on how busy we are. We've had a lot of complaints. We've issued a lot of advice. David and Jessica are doing an excellent job at tracking down non-filers. And then one final thing I wanted to raise or propose is that instead of emailing the commission PDFs of the meeting book, that we will instead upload the meeting book to the Google Drive and simply email you the link.
The book's already uploaded to the Google Drive. I upload them every time anyway.
Okay, so we will email you the link to the Google Drive if you want the electronic copy.
Great.
We will still, of course, mail you hard copies if that is your choice.
Thank you. Any quick comments on that, Commissioners? Thank you for that comment. Colleagues, anything relative to that process?
Yeah, I'll note that as a relatively new commissioner, being able to jump into the drive there and find things is really helpful. And today I had that reminder that the thing I was looking for was going to be in the drive. So I think if we're in the habit of looking there and accessing things there, it's going to be smoother all around.
Thank you, Director. Anything else? Yeah, just to call attention to the Director's report, the updates there that she's provided on the two pending cases in the background. Just worth having that in the back of your mind as to what we're facing in this probable relatively near future to deal with those issues which have been before us before and are now on hold. So just be aware of that. Okay, any other questions for the Director? Okay, we have one last item to consider, if I'm accurate. That is to consider comments from Mr. Hall, Timothy Hall. I met him in the hallway a moment ago. Mr. Hall has arrived from the city of Garibaldi, and I told him I always like to drive through Garibaldi on my way someplace, and he wondered why I didn't stop there and go fishing, but I should probably tell Mr. Hall that I was rooting for the fish, but anyway, different point. Seriously, Mr. Hall, thank you for your diligence in driving all this way. The item before us is the stipulated final order involving your case. You are aware of that because I know that looking at the documents that we have before us that you have signed off on that. Our normal process is to consider that just as an issue, and we don't necessarily take the time for an investigator report. In this case, I'm happy to allow our investigator to make a brief report on this matter before us. Commissioner Investigator Walker, and then Mr. Hall will turn to you for any comments you choose to make to us before we act. Thank you. Please.
Thank you, Vice Chair Fiscom and Commissioners. For the record, this is Monica Walker, investigator for the Commissioner. Agenda item number 17 in your meeting book is the stipulated final order for Mr. Timothy Hall, the former mayor of the city of Garibaldi. Mr. Hall is present in person and has requested to speak to the Commission on his behalf. At its August 25th, 2023 meeting, the Commission moved these matters to investigation to determine if the City Council for the City of Garibaldi had convened unauthorized executive sessions and discussed matters that were outside of the scope permitted by the statutory provision cited. Mr. Hall has agreed to a stipulated final order in lieu of completing the investigation. The order that is in your meeting book provides that Mr. Hall will receive a sanction of $100 civil penalty. The sanction will be waived, however, if Mr. Hall completes executive session training from the commission's training staff prior to September 22nd, 2024. As an update, the other city councilors for the city of Garibaldi previously agreed to the same stipulated final order and are scheduled to receive training on August 6th, next week. We are recommending that the commission approve the stipulated final order that has been provided in your books.
Thank you, investigator. Any quick questions for our investigator before we hear from Mr. Hall? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Hall, again, thank you for your diligence in coming all the way from Garibaldi. This is your chance to make any comments to us you choose to make. Please do so. This is your time. Thank you.
I'll be as brief as possible. Thank you, first of all, to the members of the commission for allowing me to speak. First, there is much in Mrs. Walker's report that is wrong and misleading. However, I choose not to waste the state's or my time and resources with an investigation. However, here are some facts that should be included in the report. First of all, the audio tape of the executive session was obtained illegally by Judy Riggs. She had no authorization to this tape. However, she was able to acquire it without the knowledge of the administrative staff and Garibaldi. Second, for a 12-month period, August 2022 to August 2023, the city of Garibaldi had no actual city manager. By charter, the job fell to a part-time fire chief, Jay Marug, who had no qualifications for the city manager position. But again, because of our charter, we had to allow him to be in that post, despite efforts to try to get an interim city manager going through the League of Oregon City and other resources. Third, as mayor, I would routinely discuss the council's final agenda in advance with the city manager. This did not happen due to Marag having two jobs. So he did not meet with me in advance for any of the meetings related to the executive sessions. The council agenda was based for this 1 year period on the previous February meeting and notes from the mayor and the city council members that I would ask. Number 4, the council agenda was sent to the council members in the evening hours of Friday, March 17th. This is 2 days before the actual council meeting. This was the first time that I, as mayor, saw the executive session notice. There was no notice. Mr. Marag informed me by phone that the executive session was to discuss personnel matters, and that's all he gave, the information that he gave me. And he did not identify who any of the employees were. Under a qualified city manager, as mayor, I would be provided with a written script to ensure the compliance of state law. This did not happen the entire year Mr. Marag was on the job. And again, I had asked that he work with the city manager in Bay City, and we contracted with the former city manager of Tillamook to assist Mr. Marag with any of these complicated issues for the city of Garibaldi, and he chose not to do so. Since no employee name was to be disciplined or terminated, given the executive session, as I recall, Marag outlined his steps to conduct an investigation. Again, no employee's rights were violated as claimed by Ms. Reese in her complaint. As a former volunteer mayor, I find the state's requirement that I and other mayors be fully knowledgeable of all ORS codes related to executive sessions. I understand from when I was elected mayor and attended the League of Oregon Cities session on ethics, Ms. Walker told me that was not everything that I as a mayor needed to know, which was kind of a surprise. And in fact, I told other mayors that this is something the Ethics Commission should work with the League of Oregon Cities to put forth. And finally, for 3 years, I asked the state for help to stop Judy Riggs from her harassment of the council members, city staff, private citizens, and myself as we work to address the serious financial irregularities that Ms. Riggs tried to cover up when she was mayor. But I understand from Ms. Walker that the state cannot do anything about this type of violation. So again, I'd like for the commission to take into consideration that as a mayor, I was dealing kind of with very few cards to play and having little time to deal with the fact that the interim city manager, a part-time fire chief, had no time to actually perform the duties that he was actually being paid to do. No employee was named in any of these things. One of the issues that was raised about in one and two of the codes was that we actually, as a city council, did in fact advertise the position. The job was actually set up because we were actually had a revolving door with staff. We have gone through 5 city managers in less than 4 years. We have also gone through financial managers that have been forced out of the city, out of their jobs by harassment and intimidation. And those stories have actually been in the Oregonian and are now part of a research study by the University of Michigan State University. So these are issues that are serious, but in this particular case, I and the council would have followed the rules and the law had we known in advance what we were going to be talking about, but we did not get that opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. Colleagues, any questions for Mr. Hall based on what he has just told us and other evidence that you have received in writing? Anybody? Okay, Mr. Hall, thank you for your comments. I appreciate the early sentiment that you want to put this behind you. I hope that you will continue taking advantage of our training staff along the way for issues that maybe go beyond League of Oregon Cities, et cetera. So thank you for your comments. That said, Commissioner Thompson, please, a motion.
Mr. Chair, I hereby move the commission approve the proposed stipulated final order as the final order in this matter, and the chairperson be authorized to sign it as such.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Any questions about the motion, colleagues? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll on item number 17 on our public session agenda for August 2nd.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Newell,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Vice Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Thank you again, Mr. Hall. Thank you for your drive from Garibaldi this morning and almost afternoon. We appreciate your appearance before us, and thank you for your diligence.
We'd like the comments that I made a minute ago to actually be part of the official record.
It will be.
That always is the process, Mr. Hall, but thank you for emphasizing that. Your comments are part of the official record of today's August 2nd meeting. Director, anything else for your agenda?
Else, we are getting out of.
Other than that, colleagues, in advance of this meeting, lunch was ordered for you if you're here in Salem, and the lunch has just arrived. Colleagues, thank you for your participation. Who are on Teams, thank you for your diligence. And as of this moment at 11:58 and 50 seconds, we stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Y'all have
Thank
a
you.
good one.
Thank you.